Thanks for joining us today. 2 weeks ago, Diana and Richard Herrera did an amazing job putting together a show about our alumni musicians. The result of that segment brought in more names and so much more music to highlight. We were not expecting the reactions we have received. So without further delay, here's Diana and Richard and more of Edgewood District alumni musicians.
Good morning. This is November the 6th. It is my 6th week of doing the history of the Edgewood Independent School District. Because we did part 1 of the musicians, and we got calls and texts, and oh my goodness, you can't even imagine how many. We did plan, and we had planned part 2. I have a wonderful program for you today. Part 2, musicians who received education in the Edgewood Independent School District. And we're ready to begin. Rudy Hernandez, Rocky, OBG, oldies but goodies, music from the 50s, 60s, English, Spanish, fast, slow, no hombre, shut up, gathers gifts for the Christmas holidays and takes them to children in our hospitals. OBG band members, I asked him, who played with you, Rudy? Here's the list. Nando Aguilar, Tommy Luna, Bobby Villa, David Garcia, Rudy Palacios, Luis Bustos, Danny Esquivel, Gilbert Garcia, George Ortiz, Felipe Quiroz, Ray Martinez.
Well, now they call my baby Sally with a rhythm and then the
Abel Hernandez, a retired educator, played with the Royal Spades, Anselmo Martinez, the Toma Band, Los Thunderbirds at Old Highway 90, and the Stardust Orchestra. Find him on Facebook and hear his music.
I went to look for you on Old Highway 90. Meet your friends and bars along the road.
Gumby, David Ramirez, played with everybody. The list is Hombre Band in the 80s, Latin Breed, Chicote Band, The Pharaohs, and Jimmy Edward. Moses Garza had his own band, La Buena Vida. He also played with Toby Torres and Hombre Band also. And I want to thank him because his young little brain remembered names and bands. Thank you, Moses. La Justicia, vocals, sax, Chayo Mercado with David Hernandez, Roy Hernandez, Quique Peña, Roy Torres, and Jesse Cachi Segura. Gilbert Cuevas, my classmate. Gilbert and the Mystics, the Young Brothers, and Sanford Tortilla Factory. He gave us a list of all of our neighborhood guys who worked with him. Johnny Perez, David Ramirez, Jimmy Garza, Alex Nerio, Jerry Aguirre, Ernest Gutierrez, Johnny Gonzalez, Albert Aguirre, Albert Luna, Norbert Bueno, Jesse Martinez, Manuel Sanchez Flecha, and Frank Rodriguez. Frank also sang with Climax Band, City Lights, Young Brothers, and Uptown.
No he venido a pedirte perdón. No me siento.
Mr. Henry Osterbein had the Osterbein Orchestra. He played at all the military bases and practiced in the back of their house located at El Paso and 34th Street. The backyard had a stage for the band to practice, for the orchestra to practice. Henry Osterbein Jr. also then ended up playing with Agustin Garcia's Orchestra Montenegro, Anselmo Martinez, and Trine Martinez.
Ya me di cuenta, mujer, ya me di cuenta. Me platicaron lo que tú andas contando.
Juan Lozano, vocals with Bandango, had the most amazing voice. A true gift, I was told.
Con rinconcito en el cielo, juntos unidos los dos, y cuando caiga la noche.
Henry Marshall played with Alexander Band, Young Brothers, and Carlos Miranda. Tony Rodriguez was with Sound Rave, that was his band, and with La Justicia. Roland Rodriguez played with Zavala Band and Fifth Avenue Band. Ernest Gutierrez was with the Danny and the Dreamers, and of course, Changes. Hot Tamales had Rudy Merlo, Oscar Merlo, Richard Arce, Ernie Arce. Rudy Merlo also played with Montana Band and Tierra Tejana. Rudy's band is Bad Boys, and Bad Boys are still playing today. Pete Ojeda, bass player, played with everybody. We saw him on stage with every band that we ever went to see. Raquel Rivas, singer, musician, and the sister of the Rivas guys. Liberty Band. I call Liberty Band, told Bobby. Bobby, who has played with the band? Here's his list. Ray Hernandez, William Paniagua, Albert Aguirre, Jimmy Cavazos, Lidro Urielas, Rene Garcia, Donald Garza, Oscar Merlo, Albert Salazar, Raúl Valdez, Louis Bustos, Henry Quique Peña, Richard Arce, and Henry Peña, the drummer. Andy Briceño, at the age of 12, started playing drums with El Conjunto de Beto y Fina. He worked every bar, every cantina in the west and south side through his teen years. Bobby Ramirez, on a weekly basis, plays taps at Fort Sam Houston Cemetery. Thank you, Bobby. Manny Ortiz, Manuel and the Moon Glows. Do you know that Rudy Hernandez, OBG, played with that band at the beginning?
May I explain? Right from the start, you've always been queen of my heart.
Mike Gonzalez and his band, Mike and the Del Reys. Martin C. Flores and Lorenzo Barrientos played with Full Notes. They were invited to play at a dance at the Municipal Auditorium. He says 57, maybe 1958. The special guests arrived, but the band was stuck in a storm. Full Note was selected to back up the superstar Ray Charles.
Oh, it's crying time again. You're gonna need me. I can see that love.
Tony Rubio was with the Sunglows and Fifth Avenue. The Edgewood Academy of the Fine Arts, has given us Amanda Lozano. She is still playing the guitarrón with mariachis throughout the city. Very rare to have a female guitarrón player, I was told. Richard Herrera, a musician, writer, performer, studio owner, producer. Martin Sanchez from the Academy of the Arts, an educator, now an orchestra teacher in San Antonio. I have a couple of retired music teachers I want to acknowledge. Melba Alejos became a music teacher, band director in the district, retired and is now a band consultant everywhere. Luis Romero, retired band director after 35 years. Felix Romero, Flex. I was told that he played with the Marine Division Band. Marta Menchaca Rivas, singer for the Stardust Orchestra. Her sultry voice fit perfectly with the music of the 30s and the 40s. Willie, the Kid Cantu, was with Starlight Band. I end with two buddies who attended EISD schools, received their degrees, and returned to our district to work with our community. Juan Silva played with Little Jessie and the Teardrops, the San Antonio Marching Band, the Stardust Orchestra, became post commander of American Legion, coached UIL high school mathematics teams, and won every time at the state level. He is now an adjunct math professor at St. Mary's University. Here he is playing with the Satellites.
It's each morning for a million years.
And Ralph Cortez, singer with Square One, Latin Breed, The Platters, Apocalypse, The Jammers, The Royal Jesters, and so many more. Ralph studied Shakespearean literature and became an educator and then a counselor. Find Ralph on Facebook and listen to his powerful voice. Right now you will hear The Royal Jester. Thank you very much. I do want to point out that we have 2 more weeks of history of the school district. Week 8, which will be the 10th to 13th, I am doing EISD, our vets, and I'm doing another crying session for me, memorial football team. And then I'm going to end up with November the 20th, where I'm going to honor our educators of the school district, and then just squeeze in everything I have forgotten or I have skipped. Thank you so much. Enjoy your week. I want to especially thank my better half, my partner of 53 years, Richard Herrera, because every musician, I give him the list, and Richard would find the songs, the music, the bands that these guys were connected to. Thank you, Richard.